What's going on, everyone? Today we have a very cool out the front automatic knife loaned in from my very good friend, Random Rob. So there will be a link to his channel down below. If you are remotely into watches and you don't know who he is, go check it out. I will also put a link to the Spartan Automatic Knives website down below as well. So let's dive into this Spartan Automatic out the front knife. Closed 5 inches. The glass breaker, the clip retainer is almost a half an inch, a little bit under half an inch, so that's going to add that to all the dimensions. But 5 inches closed, 9 inches overall. Has a very good, this is a double action, so it goes out, is one, and with the thumb trigger you can retract it. There are other out the front knives that will deploy, but then you need to charge them either by grabbing the butt end and pulling it back to retract that spring, or some have a side handle charger, things like that. I think Alex from Alex's Knife Box sent me one of those, and it's down in the box that is a single action out the front. So there you go, 9 inches overall, 3.4 inch blade, and a 3.35 cutting edge. I am not sure what the blade steel is on this one. I reached out to Spartan Automatic Knives and I have not heard back. So I don't know what the steel is on this one, but that's okay. It's 0.110 thick, overall thickness of 0.538. And this one's kind of on the heavier side at 8.1 ounces. Let's zoom in and take a look at this blade. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, so I'm not going to talk too much about the blade. But it is a nice steel construction with a coating that's not textured, not rubberized, but there's a little bit of something on it. Now, the clip is reversible for left or right, and it does have this kind of unnecessary lanyard hole, but okay. Spartan Auto Knives. This one I'm drawn to because it does have the thin blue line American flag, and as you all know, there's a lot of law enforcement in my family. That are mostly, I think, all retired now at this point. But so yes, and with the work I do on a daily basis, I do a lot of work with law enforcement and federal agencies and things like that. So very big into law enforcement stuff, right? So this is just a very cool knife. It fits well in the pocket. The clip works well. Even with this little lanyard appendage sticking out, it works in the pocket, but that is a little bit... it's unnecessary unless you're going to run a lanyard. I don't run a lanyard, and if you were going to run a lanyard, you realistically could run it through the holes in the breaker. That's how I would run a lanyard. I wouldn't even run it here because that would then be kind of in the way in your pocket. Out here would be perfect for a lanyard if you were a lanyard person. I am not. So to do a little comparison, I have in on loan a Marvion Customs Microtech Combat Truidon. So I figured this would be a great comparison for sizing and whatnot and operation of these two. So the Combat Truidon is a little longer. It is lighter, and I won't get into all of the specs and do a detailed review of this because I still need to do the review of this one. And when I do this one, and maybe I will do another video that really compares these side by side. These are totally two different price ranges. Okay, for sure. But in overall aesthetics and look and feel, they're very similar. Okay? So I think if you're into the automatic out the fronts, you're at 150-ish, 200-ish, maybe a little more depending on the blade, but you're in that 150 to say 300 or 400, and you're in the 15-ish range for this custom combat Triodon. So two different worlds for sure. I can tell you that the action on the combat Triodon is a little stiffer. It takes a little more work. Well, it takes a considerable amount more work to deploy and retract this one. So let's do a couple of real size, normal size comparisons for you so you get an idea. Here it is next to the Sharpie. I'll just run through these really quick. Spider Codelica. I'm a big fan of out the fronts. I live in California where it's not allowed, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I carry what I want to carry. I am also not, this is the Holt Spectre, I am also not one that has a lot of contact with law enforcement. I don't get into trouble. I'm not out partying and doing dumb stuff that would draw attention to me. Hellraiser from Red Horse Knife Works. So the likelihood of me having contact with law enforcement is slim to none. So I carry what I want to carry. Just leave it at that. So one other thing I wanted to do is a lot of people will ask, can you hold this up against something and shoot into it? Well, let's find out. Here's just a random piece of cardboard I grabbed. Put it right up against it. Now, it kind of goes in, but it doesn't penetrate. So now the blade is there, right? Kind of stuck. All you got to do is grab the blade carefully without cutting yourself. Pull it all the way out to lock it back into its channel. And you're good to go. Now I've got one other thing here. I've got a little Amazon bubble mailer thing. So let's just go through one side and see if it'll go through just one layer. Nope. Well, it does go through. It doesn't lock open, but it will go through. Let's see if it goes through two layers. So it does penetrate through the other side slightly. And you just pull it out to lock it back into its channel. And off you go. So, yeah, I'm not brave enough. I'm not good enough. If you put it up against your hand and did it, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that guy. Okay? You would probably be okay, but it may penetrate enough where it hurts or draws a little bit of blood. I don't know. When I do the video of this one, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. This one is going to be for sale, so I'm going to treat that one a little bit differently. So anyway, there you go, guys. Spartan auto knives out the front from my good friend Random Rob. Thanks for watching. Have a most excellent, excellent day, and we will see you tomorrow.